First of all, we are going to go into the dessert auction mobile bidding. Does anyone need a mobile bidding helper because they aren't doing it on their phone? We have a couple students who are ready to help. Does anyone need help out there? Oh, right here? Right here? Can we get a mobile bidding helper right over here? Keep raising your hand. Becca? Please give a round of applause to Junior Micah Boggs for creating our video. So we had 5 LPS faculty members volunteer to be voted on by the senior class of who should get pied if we hit our financial goal tonight. And Professor Vassold, Gum, Hokemuth, Tudor Schultz, and Pastor Chartrand all volunteered. So we put out a vote with these 5, and they were voted on by the senior class. The winner is Professor Gum. So live stream audience, this is where you get to participate tonight too. Everyone is welcome to make a donation to item number 1 and help us reach our goal to pie a prof tonight. And all proceeds from the dessert auction are going to financial aid for our students. So our dessert auction goal is $16,000, but The runner-up said he'd be pied if we hit 20,000. So our runner-up faculty member was Professor Vassold. No. No. You can raise 30,000. I will not be pied. This took a long time. So, our runner-up, Professor Vassold. So, when we hit 16,000, student body president Noah Mitchell, please welcome him to the stage. When we hit 16,000, student body president Noah Mitchell will get to hit Professor Gum, but if we hit 20,000, we thought Professor Vassold should get pied by soon retiring Professor Hochmuth. So Professor Hochmuth gets to pie Professor Vassold if we hit 20,000, which is fun. And again, at home audience, you can also participate and do item number 1 for our dessert auction donation. So you can use the QR code on your table sheets for dessert, or go to item number 1 and we'll see what goal we hit in the next 4 minutes, and we hope you'll join us in from home too. So let's go to the thermometer. So here we go, 4 minutes, so it's 6:59. So at 7:03, we will end our, oh, wow. Good job, you guys, woo! Why don't you get ready to get seated? I think Professor Gum needs to get ready. Oh! 3 more minutes. 9 season.
My whole ministry's been leading up to it.
Professor Gum is getting pied. We have 3 more minutes. 3 more minutes, live stream audience and everyone at your tables to see if we hit 20,000 and if Professor Hochmuth gets to pie Professor Vassold. Micah, I hope you're getting this on video. The struggle, it's just a struggle. Zoom in, Micah. We did have someone leave their phone at the bar. Oh, I should bid. Yes. Thank you for supporting Luther Prep tonight. You can come up here and get it if it's yours. Oh, they need help. We need help. Bidding help. 2 more minutes. We stop at 7:03. It's 7:01. 2 more minutes. Oh, Mitchell, come on over here. Oh. Thank you to our helpers for our pies. Yeah. 7:01 still. At 7:03, we'll see. Oh, we're at 18. We're at 18. Again, at-home audience, you also can help support financial aid and let Professor Hochmuth pie Professor Vassold if we hit 20,000 for financial aid. Time's not up yet. Not quite yet, Steve. 1 more minute. 7:02. 1 more minute. Oh, we are so close. Get ready. Tutor Schultz, will you help him get his saran wrap on? I think it's gonna happen. Hurry, it's 7:02. I think it's gonna happen. Yeah. No, you don't think so? I think so. Come on. Look at all of our students watching. pie, 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 pie. Okay, that was really awesome. Thank you all so much. So let's give a round of applause for donating to create $20,987 to financial aid. Thank you all. Oh my goodness, okay. Micah Boggs, please get some awesome footage of this so we can see this in slow motion in your recap. Student body president Noah Mitchell, would you like to say anything on behalf of the senior class?
On the behalf of my senior class, I would just like to say, after spending collectively countless hours in your English class, it will be a great honor to pie you in the face tonight.
Go ahead. Professor Hochmuth, after you. I don't even know what else we're supposed to do now. That was just so great. Okay, oh, even my notes. That was epic. I was hoping that would happen. Let's give a round of applause to our willing participants, and thank you, senior class, for voting. Right now, we have to calculate our tables totals, and we have to print off that sheet. So as soon as that is up here for us, then we will call off your table number. So get ready. Look at the dessert list. Know who you would like to send up as your table representative for what dessert that you want to pick. And in a couple minutes, we'll be calling you guys off.
So then we announce that. We announce that for sure.
Yes.
And then I'm going to announce through that one.
Yep. Here,
Awesome.
where's your pen? So you can mark. And
Oh.
make sure you get them.
Sure. Right here, underneath. So,
Let's go.
Like that?
Yeah. But if you want to mark as you're saying the table, so too.
And then I'm what?
To keep track.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
just a long.
Not your first rodeo, was it?
That's
Is it?
all right. Let's go.
All right, wow. Everyone was incredibly generous in their giving. And maybe just first a shout out to all of our live stream. They gave a total of $12,450. So thank you very much, live stream. So the table in here with the collective highest total for tonight with $1,650 is table number 32. So thank you. So you could send your representative to go and get the dessert. So table 32. All right, then we've got, with a total of 1,600, so very close, table 30. So thank you, table 30. Send your representative. With $1,360, table 24. Thank you, table 24. Send your rep. With $1,250, table 25. Very good. And with $1,000 even, table 20. So send your rep. Hope. All right, we're going to let them make sure they get the best picks. We're going to hang on for like 30 seconds. All right, our next table is table 11. So please send a rep. Next table is table 19. All right, the next table is 22. Table 36. Table 3. Table 10. Table 40. Table 45. Table 39. Table 29. Table 43. Table 27. Table 15. Table 42. Table 37. Table 21. Table 26. Table 2. 2 over here. Table 16. Table 46. Table 33. Table 14. Table 44. Table 4. Table 28. Table 7. Table 38. Table 13. Table 31. Table 17. Table 6. You won. Table 6, you won. Table 34. Table 23. Table 1. Table 35. Table 8. Table 9. Table 41. Table 12. Table 18. Thank you all for your generous donations. The total is $33,597. So, just a reminder that there is self-serve coffee by the trophy case out in the hall. So enjoy dessert, everyone.
Okay, everyone, it is 7:26. We have 4 minutes left of our super silent auction. So just to remind you of those super silent auction items, number 1501 was our LPS cornhole from our hardworking team of prep parents, boards crafted from the auditorium bleacher wood. Number 1502, name the Luther Circle Drive. You get to have your sign up there for a whole year, and then you get the sign after that year. Number 1503, Milwaukee Tool Chainsaw. Number 1504, Kalahari Resort Day Passes and Bog Bag. Number 1505, 3 minutes left. Straight out of Louisiana, we had a Luther Prep alum donate this from Louisiana. So grill and alligator, so cool, wrap it in bacon. He sent his recipe with. You will bring it home tonight. 1506, the signed Bob Euchre photo and a bobblehead. Take home a piece of Brewers history. Number 1507, LPS letter jacket blanket, which I think sold out. That's my favorite. I have 3 of them, not gonna lie. 1508, the Osthoff Resort and Travel bags. 2 more minutes until Super Silent closes. 1509, what are you doing tomorrow? Wanna go to the Bucks game? It's playoff game tickets, 1509 for tomorrow. 1510, you get half a hog and these Brewhouse sauces, half a hog. And then 1511, Milwaukee Tool, cordless system. And then finally, 1512, 2 folding, I can't say this word, Adirondack chairs. Handcrafted by a faithful volunteer at Luther Prep, Terry Vassold, out of Luther Prep Auditorium bleachers. Beautiful. 1 minute left, 7:29. So Super Silent closes at 7:30, and our official program will begin shortly after. So it is 7:32. Our super silent has closed now. Our silent auction has closed. Our raffles and everything. So again, thank you all for participating. Congratulations to all the winners wherever you are. Here we go, everyone. It is time for the heart of our evening, my favorite part of the entire night. So first of all, lights. Woo! It is my pleasure tonight to introduce our MC for Luther Prep's Lives Prepared 2024. Dave Scharf served as a parish pastor at Emmanuel in Greenville, Wisconsin. Woo! Representing Appleton tonight until 2016. Since then, he has served as a professor of theology at Martin Luther College, a graduate of Luther Prep School in 1996, Martin Luther College 2000, and Wisconsin Lutheran Seminary 2005. Dave and his wife Beth have 6 children, ages 11 to 21, 2 of whom are currently attending prep. Please give a warm welcome to Pastor David Scharf.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Lives Prepared Gala at Luther Prep. Welcome to everyone who's here. This is an incredible audience, as well as all the people who are joining us for live stream. Lives Prepared is what Luther Prep's all about, right? Preparing for life, preparing for ministry, preparing for eternity. And all of us are here because we love this place that God has blessed our synod with, called Luther Prep, and we want to support it. And why do we want to support it? Well, that's what our theme passage for tonight is all about. From 2 Corinthians chapter 5, it says, "For Christ's love compels us, because we are convinced that one died for all, and therefore all died. And he died for all, that those who live should no longer live for themselves, but for him who died for them and was raised again." Christ's love compels us. Sometimes people will say, well, I can't believe that God is loving if he sends people to a place like hell. And sometimes I'll say, actually, I think hell is one of the greatest evidences of God's love for us because of this. Because that's what Jesus suffered in my place, so that I would never have to. And now I want to respond in proportion to what somebody does for me, right? So if I'm mailing a letter and you buy me a stamp, I'll shake your hand. That's a proportionate response. Thank you. That was nice. That's 60 whatever cents it costs now. But if you step up the game and you decide that you're going to pay off my mortgage, I will kiss your feet. I'm just going to pause here just for a second. I will prove it. Anyone? No. But if you raise it even further and you suffer an eternity of hell in my place, well, there is nothing I wouldn't do for you. Paul says Christ's love. That's what Christ's love is, right? That compels us. But it's not a forced thing, right? We have the same thing in English. When I say to you, like, I don't have to, but I have to. You know what I mean, right? Like, I don't have to, but I want to. In fact, I need to. I think C.S. Lewis was one that said that a good work isn't completed until it's been thanked. And I think that's so true. If you've ever gotten an anonymous gift, you know what this is like. I remember a while ago, I was coming back from Seattle, and I was going to get in at like 1:30 in the morning to my house, and of course it snowed 10 inches that Sunday, and I had to teach in the morning on Monday, and I was just dreading it. Driving back, I'm gonna have to snow blow, and I'm gonna have to shovel for a couple of hours, and I've got to get up, a few hours later and teach. And I remember coming around the corner and just seeing the most magical sight. It was all perfectly snow-blown. Everything was shoveled. And I went to bed relieved. And I got up the next day, taught, and then I went and found my brother Nate, who lives just 2 blocks down from me. And I said, Nate, I cannot tell you how awesome this is. Like, you were a lifesaver. Thank you so much for doing that. And Nate looks at me and goes, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, are you serious? Okay, so then I'm serious. I went that whole week, like going to every person I could think of that might have possibly done it, and they all, no idea what you're talking about. Finally, I come back to my brother and I say, Nate, like, I cannot figure this out. Who snowblowed my driveway for me? And he goes, yeah, sorry, Dave. I should have just told you. I did it. And I'm like, so I punched him, but then I thanked him. Because, not because I had to, but because I wanted to. I don't have to, but I have to. I think of the blessings, incredible blessings at Luther Prep, but one of them that I think is one of the coolest things that you can give to a student especially at that age, is the why. No matter what the students here go into, if it's called ministry to be a pastor, teacher, staff minister, or if they go into any number of fields like be a doctor or engineer or plumber or roofer or 1,000 other careers, every student here again and again is reminded why we do what we do. Because Christ compels us for a life of service. I mean, yes, there are a lot of people from here who go on to Martin Luther College to study, to be a called worker. But there are many more who don't, and that is awesome. I think of my own family, how Luther Prep has blessed my own family. 14 of us went through Luther Prep. Not all of us went on into ministry. And yet the ones who didn't go on into ministry, they were equipped the same as we were with this incredible education and this incredible motivation so that they're wonderful lay people in their congregations, lay leaders, being salt and light in the career paths that they've chosen. Finally, it's kind of like the Apostle Paul when he compares the church to a body. And he says, what would it be like if everybody were an eye? Well, I mean, the answer would be we'd be missing out on so much, right? Well, what would it be like if everybody was a pastor, teacher, staff minister? Again, we need every life prepared for ministry, right? Whether it's in the public ministry or in our personal ministry as a universal priesthood. And our first speaker for tonight is a great example of this. And it's a privilege for me to introduce you to Montre. He goes by Mo. Mo went through Luther Prep, but he didn't go on into ministry, and yet he was well equipped. And he's a wonderful leader now in God's church. And he still is a huge supporter of Luther Prep. He actually was a volunteer wrestling coach this past year. And he's always on campus, always loves to encourage the kids. So I'll introduce you to Mo.
All right, my name is DeMontre Wilburn, class of 2004. And currently right now I work as a talent acquisition director. So the reason that I love Luther Prep and that I feel it's important to our Senate here is just because students have that structure, they have the discipline, and then also they have that opportunity to step out of their comfort zone a lot sooner. And I think that if you have those keys in life, especially at a younger age, it can better prepare you for the future. So I know when you're pushed out to adapt into a certain situation that's out of the norm, like let's be honest, you stay here at a campus, right? That's not common for a lot of high school students. It has them step out and reach out and kind of develop who they are or find who their belonging and their different skills that they didn't even know that they had at a younger age. And I think that the sooner, again, the person can do that, the better off and the more confident they can have, especially when you're working in the ministry and just having a good foundation for life. So as I reflect back to why I went to Luther Prep here, or what keeps me coming back here to Luther Prep, a lot of it is just the fact that Generation Z right now, they're faced with a lot. Just putting myself back into a high school mindset and just thinking all that they went through, especially like with the pandemic, with COVID here. And a lot of them are certain about their future and what to do. Well, they have options here, and that's the best part. You can go into the ministry. Obviously, that's what we encourage here at Luther Prep. Or you don't have to go into the ministry. I want to come back here is just let them know, like, hey, you have options here. And this is how you can develop your skills and kind of hone in on that. A lot of it is in the name, Luther Preparatory. When I think about that and break that down, it prepares you, especially for me directly, it prepared my faith. It helps strengthen my faith and prepare me for what I was going to face here in life. And then I can thank the professors that went here, the chapel services that we had, the different classes that we had to redirect me to that faith. Like when you unpack it in a different language, sometimes you have a deeper meaning. And in that, you're able to go out there and share that meaning and share that different gospel with different people. My parents, my family was encouraged. The traveling team that I worked on, they were encouraged by that word that I had learned from hearing it here at Luther Prep. So I think that students can definitely take that away. And also, I want to encourage the professors to keep guiding that or going down that path and sharing that gospel the way that they do.
For some reason, people get the impression that Luther Prep is only for called workers' kids. You take my family, my dad was a pastor, my grandpa was a pastor, my other grandpa was a pastor,
Three of my brothers are pastors. A bunch of my brothers-in-law are pastors. A bunch of my sisters are teacher trained. My dad and mom went to a prep school. Their parents went to a prep school. My 14 siblings went to a prep school. My 6 kids are going to prep school. I'm starting to think that we are actually the reason you have that impression. I apologize for that. But the reality is that the great majority of people who come to Luther Prep do not come from called worker families. In fact, only about 1/3 of the students at Luther Prep come from a family where mom or dad is in the public ministry. And so I'm going to introduce you to a family that is very different than our family as far as being filled with called workers, but they were just as blessed by Prep as they see their son growing in his faith here. Meet Chris and Michelle Proctor.
Hi, we're the Proctors. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Chris.
Our son Owen is a junior this year at Luther Prep. We live in a small town just south of Kansas City. Our Luther Prep journey is just a little bit different than most. We do not have anyone in our family that is a called worker. Our parents were not a pastor or teacher, but we did grow up in our local Wells church.
The quality of teachers, tutors, coaches, staff at Luther Prep have been exceptional. It's completely exceeded our expectation. They're consistent, they're encouraging. You can clearly see God working through them as they shape these kids at Luther Prep. Owen's been challenged academically, spiritually, which as a parent, that's exactly what we were looking for in Christian education.
Luther Prep has been such a blessing to us and to Owen. We were a little naive going into the situation. Whenever we arrived at Luther Prep, they did welcome us with open arms, and all of the families and the teachers, they welcomed us, and it felt like we were part of the Luther Prep family all along. Owen has made lots of friends, and I think that those friends are lifelong friends that he has and that share the same faith he does.
You know, we don't know what God has planned for Owen, but we know that whether he's serving from the pulpit, whether he's serving from the classroom, his own church someday, or just around the dinner table with his family in the future, we know that he's prepared. We know that he's equipped with God's word and can share that with whoever he comes in contact with in his life. So we just feel very fortunate that Luther Prep is part of our world now, and we would encourage anybody who maybe thinks that it's not the place for them because they don't have that history of called workers in their family. You know, be the first generation. Send your kids there. If you think they have that desire to serve God, send them to Luther Prep. You won't be disappointed in the teaching and the experience that they will have there. It could be a new generation of pastors and called workers for your families. And you know, one question that we get asked a lot from our friends and family about the decision we made is, you know, how can you send your child 500 miles away to go to high school? And that was definitely a decision that we wrestled with for a long time before deciding to do this. And just seeing the benefits from that decision, just understanding that, you know, these are our children, but they're God's children, and God has plans for them. And our kids see the need in the Wells Synod for called workers. And we love seeing that desire in them to help fulfill that. And Luther Prep is just a huge vehicle to get those kids to that next level of, you know, understanding their abilities and understanding their talents that they can use to serve God in the public ministry or as teachers in our synod. So we're just incredibly grateful for Luther Prep and what they're able to do with the future of our synod.
Our next speaker is Elliot Heydrich, and he'll be reading a letter on behalf of his mother and then playing something for us with his sister Millie. Elliot is from Lehigh, Utah. His dad is a pastor there. We actually have 11 students from Utah at Luther Prep from 2 different congregations. Elliot has competed as an athlete here in cross country and track all 4 years, and he actually went to state in cross country this past year, and this year he was voted homecoming king. So please welcome Elliot.
Hey, my name is Elliot Heydrich. I live in Lehigh, Utah. You've already heard all this, but this is my last year at Prep. Next year, I'm going to MLC to become a pastor. And to be honest with all of you, it was not what I thought I was going to be doing with my life until last semester. Growing up, I'd always wanted to be a pastor. The idea of being able to tell others about Jesus who have never heard about it was super cool to me. Fast forward in life, I got sent off to Prep. And freshman year, I lost the want of being a pastor and wanted to do something else. The next 2 years, I looked for other career options, and by junior year, I was set on either social work or physical therapy. It's now summer before my last year at Prep, and my closest friends back at home are all Mormon. And it kind of hit me one night that if Judgment Day happened tomorrow, all my closest friends wouldn't be in heaven with me. And that really hurt. This one talk I had with one of my friends is what I look back to as the point where I made the decision to go to MLC. I got a text from my friend one night. She had some questions about life and God and wanted answers. This was the first time I've seen the seed being planted and quite literally grow. Her big question was, if God doesn't want our good works and doesn't need them for our salvation, what is the purpose of our life? Mormons especially are very centered on good works. So I thought about the question for a bit, and it hit me. The purpose of our lives is to spread this good news. The good news that, yes, you are all very sinful and deserve hell, but you are loved and forgiven. So live our lives to glorify God and what He's done for us. Thank you. I also have with me a letter from my mom and the reasons why she sent me and my sister here to Prep. My mom writes, "Earthly loss has been part of my life since birth. Adopted from infancy, I grew up with an inherent understanding that life is not everything we always think it will be. God in His grace and wisdom chose me. He chose to place me with my parents, who brought me to the waters of holy baptism, who consistently nurtured my faith by surrounding me with a Christian education, regular worship, and devotions around the dinner table. Fast forward to my adult life, a life like everyone else's, that has been filled with multiple joys and multiple losses. I've moved several times, saying goodbye to communities, friends, and congregations I love. God has given me the joy of a career, a family, pets, and the beauty of His creation. God has given me the joy of a motherhood, including the privilege and anguish of placing one of my children in the arms of Jesus before I gave permission or approval. I'm glad, though, that God never asked for my opinion. When God's plan for my life included taking one of my children to be with Him, I was reminded that our time, our life, is not our own. All our gifts, first and foremost our children, are also not our own. They're a gift from His loving God who gave them to us for a time. I pray I never forget they are His first. In baptism, He promised to engrave them on His hands and write their name in His book of life, and gave them a beautiful faith. Nurturing and protecting this faith is the most important responsibility we have as parents. Luther Preparatory School is a place where God talks to my kids regularly, in chapel, classes, dorms, and extracurriculars. God speaks through faithful professors, staff, faculty, and leaders. God talks to my kids when discipline is administered. It is with the reminder we are sinners in need of our Savior. God speaks, faith grows. When Christian friends remind one another, they will pray with one another, and they study God's Word together, God talks to them all. Faith grows. Luther Preparatory School is a place I know this gift of faith is being tended to and cared for. I know God is always talking to my kids and inviting them to talk to Him. The preparation for life here on earth and life eternal with Jesus is the same, nurturing faith. LPS prepares my kids for life here on earth and life forever in heaven. What about the hard stuff that comes with sending your kids across the country for high school? Yes, there is plenty that is hard. It doesn't come without a heartache. Sending your kids away at 14 years old, knowing they will not only come back to visit for the rest of their lives, is sad. Relinquishing control in almost every aspect of parenting is uncomfortable. Watching them from far away and listening to them cry over the phone is hard. The questions and doubts from other parents, teachers, and friends are exhausting. Sending my kids away is a definite loss, which is accompanied by waves of grief. Through it all, God faithfully speaks to all of us. He reminds us we are sinners, parenting sinners, sending our kids to live in a high school filled with sinners. He assures us we are forgiven, we are loved, and we are chosen. God may not speak to us under the same earthly roof, but that's okay. He still speaks. Distance holds no power when it comes to God and His unchanging word. So our faith still grows, and we keep our hearts and eyes fixed on the home where we will soon be, heaven. My sister Millie and I grew up playing music together, and we've been blessed to play here together at Prep. And we're blessed to play for all of you tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Elliot and Millie. Luther Prep is, in a lot of ways, a normal high school. You know, it's got sports and extracurriculars, it's got AP classes, and on and on and on to help students, well-prepare students for really any college experience. What makes Prep special is that God's Word, of course, is the foundation for all of it to even better prepare them for any college experience. But what makes Prep unique is that it's also our synod school to help encourage those who want to go on and serve Jesus as in the called ministry, as a pastor, a teacher, a staff minister up at Martin Luther College, which is our college of ministry, to help equip those future called workers. Now, I'm not saying this because I'm biased, because I'm from there. I'm saying it because it's just true, and you can ask anyone, I say it all the time. As a prophet MLC, I get to see the incredible gifts that God is giving to His church in the coming years. I get to help train the next generation of called workers. I get to help encourage them along this awesome path. I get to hear their stories about how a family member or a friend or a fellow church member said something to encourage them, and that's why they're at MLC. And I guess I'd encourage you. Who do you know that has gifts for called ministry? Say something, even if you think it sometimes doesn't take much, even if you think it's a nothing comment. I remember in high school, I was helping out with liturgy. I don't even think I was doing the whole thing, but after the service, this older gentleman came up to me and he said, you know, when you recite the Apostles' Creed with the congregation, you really have a nice cadence. That's a nothing comment, right? But you know what I did? I went, yeah, I do. Thanks. But I remember it all these years later, right? That finally Jesus said, the fields are ripe for harvest and the workers are few. This is always going to be the case because our gracious God will always provide more opportunity than we even know what to do with. And so I would encourage you, encourage someone else. We would love to see them in MLC one day. And now our seniors want to say thank you.
Thank you all for being here tonight and supporting financial aid for future students. Even though I'm graduating, I'm very excited to see what the future classes of LPS have in store.
Thank you to all the professors who made it such a fun time here at Prep.
And to all the coaches and families that supported us all 4 years.
It has been such an incredible blessing to be a part of this school for the past 4 years and just be a part of everything that it stands for.
It is only possible for us to be here through incredibly generous people like you guys. So thank you for letting us have this school in our lives.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming tonight, and thank you for all those that are either in person or online that get to donate for us. Luther Prep is a very special place, and all these donations go towards a really good cause. Whether that's Project Timothy or financial aid, all these things have a great impact on our students. So I just want to say thank you again. Thank you for the growth that you give towards Luther Prep, and thank you especially for the growth for the students.
Thank you. Thanks, Professor Bassel.
Thank you, teachers, for giving us a good Christian education.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for supporting me.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you for supporting Luther Prep.
Thank you so much to all my professors and tutors, and most especially to my parents who have been with me throughout the last 4 years here at Prep. Coming to Prep is definitely a unique experience. It's pretty much like going to college at 14 years old, which can be really scary. And there have been lots of ups and downs throughout the last 4 years, but I know for a fact that coming here has helped to strengthen me in my faith, and that's so important. You're not going to get that anywhere else.
Thank you all so much for everything you've done for me and for our school. We appreciate all the support that you have given us throughout the years.
Thank you so much for all you've done in making Prep feel like a home.
Thank you so much for everything you've done for my family and for 1,000 other families who have gone through Prep.
Thank you!
First of all, I want to say thank you to my mom and dad for sending all 4 of us kids to Prep and making sure that we always had a great Christ-centered education. Also, I want to say a huge thank you to Pastor Nate Scharf, who was actually the recruitment director back in, I think it would have been about 2008. He came to our church in New York, King of Kings, shout out, and he presented on Prep and ministerial education in the Wells, and my brother Riley saw the video, or saw his presentation, and he said, I think I want to go to Prep. And my parents they thought about it, and they decided to send all of us kids to Prep. So without Pastor Scharf, none of us kids would have ever gone to Prep probably, and I wouldn't be where I am here today.
Thank you, Mrs. Bessert, for even when you're in a meeting, I can come in and take a Snickers from you and we can just talk about anything. And I really appreciate how welcoming you are to everyone.
Thank you, Mom and Dad, for pushing me to keep going at prep even when times got really hard because I'm so far away from home, because otherwise I wouldn't have met all my amazing friends.
Thank you to my mom, my aunts and uncles, and all my cousins who have encouraged me to stay strong in my faith and continue through the ministry to go to MLC next year to be a future teacher.
Thank you!
Thank you, Luther Prep parents, for sending your kids here to encourage them in the ministry.
Thank you, Luther Prep, for giving me lifelong friendships.
Thank you!
I would like to thank to Pastor Acosta, because thanks to him, I'm here at Luther Prep. Thanks to him, my family was willing to take me here, and I have learned a lot of things thanks to that. Not only about education, the education part, also, oh my God, oh Lord. Because thanks to him, I got through school with the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna come here, get good grades and stuff, I'm gonna learn some English, because I did not know any English at all when I came here. And when I got here, I found something even better than that. I found the gospel, found God's love, God's word. And that inspired me in a way that just changed my life. And now, thanks to that, I'm gonna be becoming a pastor in the future because I'm gonna be going to MLC. So I gotta thank Pastor Acosta for all that he did for me.
By faith. Faith gives us an eternal perspective for what we experience here. Many of you probably know a couple weeks ago my dad went to heaven to see Jesus and will for all eternity. And it struck me numerous times during that week, like how true Paul's words are. You know, that we don't grieve like the rest of people as those who have no hope. Because finally, heaven is assured. And so what is having heaven before you? What is having eternity before you? How does that change your life now? Well, just picture like a timeline of 10,000 years and plot out your life on it. It's going to be a sliver, right? 70 or 80 years if we have the strength. Now imagine that same timeline is only 24 hours. Do you know what that sliver represents? It's about 11 minutes. So let's imagine one day you wake up and, you know, it's like Groundhog's Day with the alarm clock, the most annoying sound, and it won't turn off. And so you're super annoyed right off the bat, and you sit up and you hit your head on the headboard, and then you get out of bed and you stub your toe on the footboard, and then you go to get coffee, but the coffee maker broke, and then you jump in the shower, but the water heater went out throughout the night, and it's an ice cold shower. How good was the first 11 minutes of your life, or of your day? Not very good, right? But then the whole rest of your day, it's just the best. Like, you meet the love of your life and you get married in the same day, if that's legal in any state, I'm not sure. You play, or you win the lottery 3 times without even playing it. You get promoted at work, just anything you can think of, you name it, it went right. And at the end of that day, I come up to you and I say, now, how was your day? What would you say? You wouldn't go, oh, you would not believe the first 11 minutes. It was the worst. No, you would say it was incredible, right? And the same is true knowing that we have eternity before us. In fact, that's a kind of a weak picture. Because what does John Newton say in Amazing Grace? When we've been there 10,000 years, we've no less days to sing his praise than when we'd first begun. And so knowing that your eternity is secured, securing other people's eternity is the only thing that matters. Our ensemble of freshman through senior Luther Prep students is going to play for us By Faith. We're invited to join in the final refrain and stanza.
By
By faith the church was called to go in the power of the Spirit to the lost, to deliver captives and to preach good news in every corner of the earth. We will stand as children of the promise. We will live sunrise on our souls before, till the race is finished and the work is done. We'll walk by faith and not by sight. By faith this mountain shall we move, and the power of the gospel shall prevail. For we know in Christ all things are possible, for all who call upon His name. We will stand as children of the promise. We will fix our eyes on Him whose souls we bought, till the race is finished and the work is done. We'll walk by faith and not by sight. We will stand as children of the promise. We will fix our eyes on Him whose souls we bought, till the race is finished and the work is done. We'll walk by faith and not by sight. We'll walk by faith and not by sight.
Thank you guys, that was beautiful. As they're turning out, I thought, you want to hear the story of President Crass's first sermon as a vicar? Do you want to hear this? President Crass, are you here? Is it okay? I saw him before. Well, okay, I don't see him, but I'm assuming I have his permission. So my family stationed up in Eagle River, Wisconsin, and this is where President Crass vicared. He vicared at Christ in Eagle River, and it was his first sermon. And as a vicar, you're super nervous about your first sermon. And he preached it. He thought he knocked it out of the park. He's greeting people on the way out, relieved, greeting. And this little boy comes through the line, and he says, "Boy, Vicar, that sure was a lousy sermon." And President Crass was taken back a little bit, but he thought, it's just a kid, big deal. And he notices the kid gets out of line, goes back into the line. He comes through again. He's like, "Boy, President Crass," he didn't know the future. "Vicar Crass, that sure was a lousy sermon." And Vicar's like, "What in the world?" And this little boy gets out again and comes through again and says the same thing. "Boy, Vicar, that sure was a lousy sermon." But this time, there's a sweet little old lady right behind the boy, and she said, "Oh, Vicar, you don't pay any attention to what he says. He just repeats what everybody else is saying." Sorry, President. That one is compliments of Grandpa Bolt, by the way. One of his classics. So, Christ's love compels us, right? We don't have to, but we have to. Are you thank you people, thank you note kind of people? I am a thank you noter because my mom, it would make her proud that I'm a thank you noter because she is the queen of thank you notes. I got a gift from her a while back, and I wrote her a thank you note because, Davy boy makes her proud, like she's really going to like this. And about a week later, I got a thank you from my mom, thanking me for thanking her, which was great. And so it made me laugh, and I just as a joke, I wrote another one, thanking her for thanking me for thanking her. And then I'm not kidding, a week later, I got another one in the mail, and I went, "You know what, Mom? You win. But here's the thing, she didn't do it because she had to, right? But she felt like, I just have to, right? I have to express my thanks. If I gave you a gift of $1 million, what would you feel compelled to do? Say thank you, right? And I wouldn't have to force you to do it. Now take that feeling, multiply it by 10,000, and then you start to come close to why we do what we get to do here tonight. And so what do you think? Let's turn on the lights. Should we do a live auction? Let's do a live auction. Let's do it. All right, so our first live auction item up for bid is our LPS student artwork. If you have not come by here and seen this, this is incredible. This year, our featured artist is Henry Brown from Conroe, Texas. Please welcome Henry. Woo. If you have your papers, good. There we go.
It's on. Good evening. My name is Henry Brown. I'm a senior at Luther Prep this year, and I'm speaking to you tonight to share a little bit about me, my art piece, and why Luther Prep is so dear to me. I'm going to begin with a few details about the piece I made. First, I'd like to point out that the piece is made entirely out of reclaimed materials. For instance, the wooden backboard is from an old piano that I tore apart, and don't worry, the piano was deemed untunable, so I saved all the good parts to use for future projects. And the metal cross was all scrap iron that I literally dug out of the ground, welded together. Another important part about the piece that I think you ought to know is that it can be displayed in 3 different ways, each of which require no assembly. You could hang just the metal cross on the wall, or you could hang it with the wooden backboard on the wall, or even make it all stand up with an interlocking stand. It is finally important to note that I have spent many years earning my master's degree in redneck engineering. I say this only to clarify that I made this piece with my very own hands. When I was asked to make a piece for this event, one of the guidelines when making the project was to center it around a symbol of Luther Prep. While I was brainstorming ideas for the project, I had thought about the bell tower, or the chapel stained glass, or even the cross tower. And after being unable to decide between the 3, I looked a little closer and noticed that at the heart of these 3 monuments was one symbol, the cross. That's what Luther Prep is about. We aren't gathered here for the idea of Luther Prep. We're gathered here for the truths that Luther Prep is built on. If you want to know a little bit about me, I'll share this. I have lived in Houston, Texas all my life, but for the last 4 years, I've been blessed to call Luther Prep my home. And what's more is that neither of my parents are called workers. So I'm a product of a true understanding of the difference that Luther Prep makes. Luther Prep is a place where both talent and faith flourish. Young men and young women are given all the tools they need to mature into genuine servants for Christ. The values that Luther Prep has instilled in me will be with me for all my days. Your support makes you a part of the huge inspiration that Luther Prep is for 400 other kids like me. I have you to thank for this opportunity, so thank you.
Thank you very much, Henry. Let's get this auction started. I'm going to stay up here because I think the mic works a little better. So, oh man, $100. Or no, $1 million to 108. Look at this. That is great. No, okay, $100. We'll start at 100. 108. We've got 100. We've got 200. Do we have 300? 300. 400. Do we have 5? 500. Do we have $600? $600 to 163. Do we have $700? $700 to 235. Do we have $800? $800 to 163. Do we have $900? $900 to 235. $1,000 to 230. Do we have $1,100? 1,100 to 326. Do we have $1,200? To 230. $1,300. 163. $1,400. Oh, very excited. Do we have $1,400? $1,400 to 235. Do we have $1,500? $1,500, 326. $1,600 to 163. $1,700. $1,600 is going once. $1,700 to 235. Do we have 1,800? 1,863. Do we have 1,900? 1,900, looking for 1,900. 1,800 going once. 1,900, 137. 2,000 to 230. Do we have 2,100? 2,100 to 163. Do we have 2,200? Looking for 22. Seeing 2,200 for 235. Do we have 2,300? 2,300, 163. 2,400. 2,400, so 2,400 for 235. 2,500, 163. 2,600. 2,600, 2,500 going once, going twice, 3 times sold. There it is, to 163 for 2,500. Very nice. Very nice. All right, our second, 163 for 2,500. Yep. That's about the extent of my short-term memory. I was a little nervous about that, but all right. Second item for tonight is our Green Lake weekend, value of $1,700. So enjoy a 2-night stay in a lake view room at the Heidel House Resort in Green Lake. Also included is a $50 towards food and beverages, 18 holes of golf for 4 at golf courses of Lasonia, the Links or Woodlands course, $200 gift certificate for food and beverage at the Langford's Pub at Lasonia Golf Course, 2-hour pontoon cruise from 6 to 8 p.m. on Green Lake, guided by James Knapp, LPS Jr. with complimentary beer and wine included for up to 8 people. We're going to start the bidding at this for $400. At 400, do I have 400? 400. Do I have 5? 5, 6, 7, 8. Do we have 900? This is actually a little tough to see up here. Hang on. Do we have 900? Right now we're at 8. We got 900, 226. Do we have 1,000? Otherwise, for 1,000, otherwise 900 going once, twice. We've got 1,000. Do we have 1,100? 1,100. $1,000 going once, twice, sold. And your number was? 303 for 1,100. Very good. All right, our third item for tonight is Green Bay Packers tickets. So 4 tickets to the home game of your choice in the 24-25 season. Oh, okay. Yeah. Is it now? Here we go. All right. 4 tickets to the home game of your choice in the 24-25 regular season. Section 136, row 57, seats 32 through 35. We're going to start the bidding at 300. Do I have 300? I've got 3. I've got 4. Do I have 500? 5. 6. Do I have 7? 7. Do I have 8? 800. 800 to 712. Do I have 900? 900 to 300. That's confusing. Sorry. Now, do I have 1,000? Do I have 1,000? I've got 1,000. 712. Do I have 1,100? 1,100. Do I have 1,200? 1,200. 1,300. Do I have 1,400? 1,400. Do I have 1,500? 1,500. Do I have 16? 1,600. Looking for 16. Not seeing it. 1,500. What? Or is that 16 or? 16. Very good. All right. Do I have 17? 1,700. 1,800. Looking for 18. 1,800. 1,900. Do we have 19? Otherwise, 1,800 going once, twice, sold for $712, $1,800. Thank you. All right. Our fourth item tonight is a 6-night, 7-day stay in Miramar Beach, Florida, in a condo. Value of $2,400. Use any time in 2025. Booking at least 3 months in advance is recommended for your desired dates. Located in Yeah. I'm wondering if this is, yeah. This 2-bed, 2.5-bath vacation rental makes Coastal Fun simple with its beach boardwalk and resort pool. You won't even have to leave the condo to feel the sea breeze thanks to the furnished patio. Inside, you'll find a well-appointed layout, perfect for a couple's retreat or girls' weekend. Get out and explore the area's attractions and eateries like Destin Harbor Boardwalk and Pompano Joe's. Starting the bidding at $600. Do I have $600? We've got 6. Do I have 7? 700. Do I have 8? 8. 900. Do I have 1,000? 1,000. 1,100. 1,100. 1,200. Looking for 12. 1,200. 1,300 back there. Do I have 1,400? 14. 1,500. 1,500. Looking for 16. 1,600. 16. Do I have 17 there? Do I have 18? 18 here. 1,900. 19 back there. 149. Do I have 2,000? 2,000 right here. 2,100. 21. Do I have 2,200? I see 2,100. Going once. 2,200. Do I have 2,300? 23. Very good. 2,300. That was a quick one, but I saw it. 2,300. Do I have 2,400? 2,400. Looking for it. 2,400. 2,500. 2,500, otherwise 2,500, 2,600. Woohoo! 2,600. 26. Do I have 2,700? 2,700. Otherwise 2,600. Going once, twice. Sold. Can you raise your panel one more time? 149 for 2,600. All right, so the final 2 items for tonight, it's kind of fun. We had a battle between classes so that the prep class of 99 and the class of 2000 had a little competition to see who could raise more money towards an auction item. And I'm here to report that the class of 2000 won by $25, only by $25. But here's the real competition. Who's going to raise more money with their item? So, by the way, we would love to see more classes do this kind of thing. So class of 96, I'd be in if we want to get that organized. But also thank you to Abby Dralos for organizing all of this. It was a ton of work. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, the class of 1999 has put together item number 5, a crazy massive tailgate bar. So host the ultimate tailgate with 14 bottles and mixers, 2 portable bar and 4 stools, Blackstone on-the-go 22-inch grill, grill tools, portable bartender garnish tray, also perfect for your next big backyard bash. We're going to start the bidding at 300. 300 to 110, 400 here. Do I have 5? 500. Do I have 6? $600. Right now we're at 500, but I'd love 600. $600. $600. Do we have 700? $700. Do I have 800? Looking for 8. 800. Do I have 900? Very nice. We got 800. 900? Yes, 900. Very good. 1,000. Do we have 1,100? 1,100. We have 1,000, but 1,100. All right, $1,000 going once. Twice, 1,100. Very nice. All right, so we've got 11. Now we're looking for 12. 1,200. Do we have 12? Otherwise, 1,100 now. Yes, 1,200. Very good. So we've got 12. Let's go 1,300. We're scanning the crowd. 1,300. Looking for 13. All right, otherwise, 1,200. Going once, twice. Sold. Very good. Can you raise your paddle? One more time. 234. For 1,200. It's a pretty good showing, class of 99. Let's see what 2000 can do. Finally, our last item for tonight is from the class of 2000 with item number 6, Party with a Pig. Pig roasts make for the best party. Maple Creek Farms makes it as easy as possible and will deliver mount, season, then train you on the complete roasting process. The only prerequisite is that you can read a temperature gauge. Also includes a $500 gift card to the grocery store of your choice to buy all the sides for your party. The owner usually only delivers within 20 miles of Waukesha, but Abby said that he was generous enough to double that and will deliver this within 40 miles of Waukesha. From Watertown to Mequon, the options are awesome for this to be hosted at. Now, there is a bonus here, last minute edition, and this is a pretty big edition. There is a custom-made kitchen knife by Jeremiah Bachhaus, who is what's it, class of 2000, who is the winner of the show Forged with Fire. This is valued at over $1,000 just for the knife alone, and I looked at this knife. It is an awesome knife. So anyway, I have a feeling this will go quickly up. Starting bid is at $300. Do I have 300? I do. Do I have 4, 5, 6, 7? Do I have 8? 8. Do I have 9? We've got 9 way up there. Very good. All right. Do I have 1,000? 1,000. Do I have 11? 11. Do I have 12? 12. 13. 13. 14? 14. 15? 15. 16? 16. 17? 17. 18? Looking for 18. Looking for 18. All right. Do we have 19? 19. Do we have 2,000? 2,000 right here. You're just waiting in the wings over there. That's great. 2,000. Do we have 2,100? $2,100. Yes, there it is. 22. 2,200. Looking for 2,200. I'm not seeing anything. So 2,100 going once, twice, sold right here. Very good. By the way, Don warned that knife is very, very sharp, so be very careful. Okay, what a great live auction. Oh, can you raise your paddle again? I'm sorry. Can you raise your paddle again? The winner of the 255. 255. Yep. Very good. All right. So, okay, yeah. Finally, we've got our last paddle race for tonight. We are raising money for a 12-passenger van. So we've got minivans and we have buses, but we don't have anything in between. And so the freshmen and the sophomores and the juniors, they came to me and they said, Pastor Scharf, would you do us a favor? Would you please, please, please write a parody expressing the need for this 12-passenger van to our favorite song? And I said, I'd be honored to do it. What's your favorite song? And of course, you know what the kids are listening to these days. They all said, Country Roads by John Denver. And I will oblige. And little known fact, actually, we have celebrity in our midst. John Denver is really only his first and middle name. His full name, John Denver Boggs. That's what it is. So there it is. No, the seniors really didn't care because they're not going to benefit from this. That's why I didn't mention them. But no, I'm just kidding. Here's my humble attempt at Country Roads. I'm calling it Phoenix Van. And if you could please help me with the refrains especially, that would be much appreciated. Can I take a drink first? Sorry. It gets a little high. You're going to hear a little falsetto. All right. Whew. All right, I'm ready. Go. Almost heaven, Luther Prep School. Let us live here, boy, our parents are cool. Place for chapel, rolling in the Lord, dreaming of a big band. Everybody climb aboard, country road, take me home to my home, away from home. guys did that a lot better. I'm sorry to us this time. But, all right, tonight for our paddle race, this is what we're going to do. We have a few options. First of all, at home, on the live stream, you can go to your donations and find item number 10,000 and join us to raise funds for the 12 Pastor Band tonight. We'll hope you'll consider contributing. Next, we'll be doing an old-fashioned paddle raise where I'll begin with a dollar amount, and if you want to give that dollar amount, you raise your paddle, and then we record that number. Yeah, and you leave it in the air until I call the number, and then they'll record it. Then, for those who would rather give more anonymously, you can use the QR code on the inside of your paddle, a bidder paddle number for item 10,000, and give any amount you like. If you don't check anonymous, then we'll actually get to see your name up on the screen. Or you can give using your mobile device and lift your paddle, but just know those are two separate donations. So, I think not everybody's raised their paddle tonight. I think we should let's all try. Let's get the arm loose. Let's everybody put it up in the air. I need to see everybody's paddle up in the air. Everybody's up in the air. All right, the opening bid is 10,000. Okay, hang on. Just kidding. Okay, but actually, not kidding. Let's start with, we'll start at 10,000. Is there anyone who would like to donate $10,000? I'll just scan and, what a wonderful thing. Oh man, you're flashing this like there's someone who raised a paddle. Don't do that. Come on. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's go to 5,000. Is there anyone who would like to give 5,000 towards a new van? Going throughout. All right, let's go to 2,500, 2,500. Is there anyone who'd be motivated by Christ? You don't have to, but you have to. I'm just kidding. 233, 2,500. Thank you. Anyone else? Otherwise, 1,000. 1,000. We've got number 328, 163. Thank you. Thank you to 328. Thank you to 163. Thank you, 211. Thank you, 259. Thank you, 267. Thank you, 326. Thank you, 235. Thank you, 183. Am I missing any? Thank you very much, guys. Very, very much. All right, now we're going to 500. If anyone would like to give 500. Thank you to 278. Thank you, 158. Thank you, 139. Thank you, 206. Thank you, 361. Thank you, 230. Oh boy. There's somebody over here? This is how bad my eyes are. Oh, thank you, 287. Thank you, 260. Are there any others? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. All right, we'll go to $250. Thank you to 253 for 250. Thank you to 191. Thank you, 174. Thank you, 300. Thank you, 245. Can you just flip it? Thank you, 189. Thank you, 267. Thank you, 313. Thank you, 155. Thank you, 324. And thank you. Thank you. And now we'll go to 100. This will be our lowest amount that we're doing tonight. 100. Is there 100? Thank you, 213. Thank you, 178. Thank you, 222. Thank you, 133. Thank you, 223. Thank you, 210. Thank you, 263. Thank you, 166. Thank you, 232. Thank you, 305. Thank you, 157. Thank you, 145. Thank you, 154. Thank you, 314. Thank you, 179. Thank you, 132. Thank you, I got you, 132. Thank you, 162. Thank you, 116. Thank you, 231. Thank you, 197. Thank you, 203. Thank you, 270. Thank you, 248. Thank you, 244. Thank you, 195. Thank you, 257. Thank you, 174. Thank you, 307. Thank you, 303. Thank you, 212. Thank you, 126. Thank you, 128. Thank you, 291. Thank you, 147. And have I missed any? Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Wow. Again, thank you to everyone. This was awesome. While we tally up our gifts tonight, I'm gonna hand it over to Dom, who has a few final reminders for us. And maybe as she's coming up, this is an incredible amount of work that goes into this, and Dom does it with a smile on her face. Thank you so much, Dom. Thank you, Dom.
Hey, everyone! It's only 8:40. We did really good tonight. Okay, here we go. So Dave already said it, and he'll say it again, and you'll hear me say it 1,000 more times, but thank you. Thank you for sending your children here. Thank you for getting to know Luther Prep tonight. Thank you for supporting our ministry. I'd like to keep the thank you simple and concise. So thanks to everyone who helps put on this event, our volunteers, our mission advancement office, but a big thank you to our maintenance staff for always going above and beyond and not being scared of the requests that I make of them to help transform this space. And they wanted me to make sure I did a big thank you to all of our students. We had about 25 kids that came multiple times this week to set up over 400 chairs, tables all over this building, tying chair covers, and doing a lot of manual labor. And not only am I grateful for them heeding my call, but our maintenance staff is very grateful. So thank you, students. Thank you to all of our sponsors, our donors, premium tables, in-person attendees, and even more. Thank you to those of you that joined us online from wherever you were at tonight. We had an estimate of about 100 people throughout the whole evening, so that's really awesome. We hope to increase that number next year, plus see all of you back here. March 28th, 2025, we have a pretty epic night already in the works. It will be a March Madness theme in honor of the Sweet 16 that will be going on that weekend. So come back and see all the fun that we have in store for you as we celebrate the blessings of Luther Prep. I just have to do a quick little personal thank you to my family, my husband Tim, my two own prep students, Xander and Riley, for being voluntold to do a lot of stuff, my 8th grade daughter Josephine, who's at pickup tonight, and my two littles, Liam and Paige, who every year watch this live stream, the entire program, and then they tell me their favorite parts of the night. So thank you. My family's awesome. Because they know how important this night is for me, so I treasure my babies. I am kind of realizing the time, though. It is 8:44, and I did ask all of my freshman and sophomore boys who help bring all of your items to your vehicles. I had told them 9:15, just to kind of like be safe and stuff. So, I don't know if I'll text my son Riley and be like, hey, can you guys get over here now? Actually, Tim, can you text Riley? And tell him that he can come on over now. Levi Schrader's family, he also was going to be helping, so if you can text him and let him know that we're going to be done early. So let's see here. So a few reminders then about the rest of this. If you want to pay with multiple cards, cash, or check, you will go to the checkout tables right outside these doors where the dessert auction was. It is now our checkout area. Otherwise, please go on your device and you can check out from there. If you're all ready to go, then you can do a mobile checkout and you don't have to be at the checkout tables then. As long as you have a green check mark so the pickup people can see that you have paid for all of your purchases so they can give you your stuff. Pastor John Borderland and his wife Sarah Borderland will be out there too if you have any questions about your mobile devices to make sure you're doing everything okay. But then you can go straight to the student union where we had our buffets of food. On that carpeted area is where we have all the pickup items. So all the raffle prizes, Plinko prizes, the silent auction baskets, If you won any of those items, bourbon pull, wine pull, the rocks glasses, that is all over at the pickup. So you have to go over there, please, and get your items. And then in my notes again, I say we have young men ready to help you, but we maybe don't yet. So what we would love for you to do, though, is we will help you bring items to your vehicles, and then you just get to come back here. We are bringing in right now all the food that we have still from what we had earlier today. We had it in warmers, and it's just back there for you to graze on throughout the night, finish all the drinks at the bar. We're going to turn on some music, have a good time, social soiree just into the evening, fellowship with each other, because that's the best part, is getting to be with each other. So, with that said, please do check out, pay your bill to support Luther Prep, thank you, and then also pick up your items, because those volunteers, it does close at 10 o'clock, so they can go home, and so the students also can be done. Again, in about hopefully 15 minutes, we'll have students over here to help you bring things to your cars, but then come back and hang out. Let's see here, so... And then the picture booth also. Picture booth will be open until 11 p.m. It's here until. And you can get pictures too, just with the LPS marquee sign. You don't have to do the picture booth. You can just do on your phones and stuff too. So I think that's everything. Again.
Which class won again?
I think I'm being asked which class between 1999 and the class of 2001 for the live auction item. And what was it again? Which one was it? 2000. Congratulations. Okay, I think that's everything then. So, finally, I want to thank our MC, David Scharf, for hosting tonight. Dave, it's been so fun working with you. I'm a bit obsessed with this event, and you've been truly awesome. So we will have Dave do our closing.
Switch spots. All right, Christ's love compels us. We don't have to, but we have to, right? Christ died for us that we who live no longer live for ourselves, but for him who died for us and was raised again. So out of love for Jesus tonight, we have raised for the ministry at LPS, here's the pink slip, I'll give this to you afterwards, Don, $157,000, 616. $157,616. So thank you to all of you for supporting the ministry at Luther Prep. Let's close our night by standing and praising our God with the words of the doxology. Praise God from
Thank you.